I know you can't hear any damn music because it's not even playing yet. So, because I forgot to hit the share audio button to make the music active. So there's a bunch of ads to the article I haven't got to yet. And should be the music. Hopefully now you can hear the music playing. If not, I fucked up. What happens? A ton. Vigilante Williamson here on the 59th episode of my show, the Vigilante Williamson Show. And I was not playing Tetris, Jens Peter. I had a drop that I want to use for the show because we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. There was a drop that fit, and for whatever reason I was ready. I was ready to go, and I had rendered it as the wrong file type. So that's what screwed us up. The music plays probably too long. Hope everybody's having a good day. Good Sunday morning or afternoon. It's actually afternoon. I've been up for a long time, so sleep has not been good to me. So if I'm a little more off than usual this show, which it seems like that's where I'm starting, that is why. But I appreciate everybody being here. You guys are awesome. And we got a lot to talk about. We have to talk about Crazy Ass Teacher, which is kind of the title story. But there's a co-title story. Yeah, we want to talk about the He-Man thing, which we'll get into a little bit. And we'll get into the Superman cartoon thing that's coming out with My Adventures with Superman is what it's called. And they want it to be a romantic comedy. And we'll also talk about BLM being corrupt, so which is just, it's like saying, the sky is blue. So you can hear the music. It's a bit lower than your voice mic. Was it too low? I could turn it up for when we play the outro music. And Wookie Lives Matter. I'm not sure what's going on. You my cracker home slide. Okay, brother. I love you, Wookie. I love you, Wookie. I'll just let the Wookie win on that one. Got an exclamation point from Mexican Iron Man. Hello from Noble Iro. And yeah, I was not playing Tetris again. Had issues with the drop. Is there another Vigilante Max video? Yeah, I haven't worn my mask in a week. What up? Brutal Morning Wood with a MF Inhale to the Ice Wolf, Fimmer the Ice Wolf. Appreciate it. And Brutal Morning Wood says a stinky number 2. No, this is not that type of number 2. All of you are first in my heart. I appreciate everyone. So Noble Iro. I'm sorry for mispronouncing your second part of your last name or second part of your name. Brutal Morning Wood, Fimmer the Ice Wolf, Mexican Iron Man, Jens Peter, Wookie Lives Matter. Anyone else who shows up, either now or the repeats. We do get people who repeat or watch the playbacks, whatever you want to call it, and I appreciate it. So please like, share, subscribe. Sharing is caring. And we had quite a few subs the past week. Quite a few. I talked about the whole Fandom Menace stuff Monday, and then on Thursday, was it Thursday or Friday? Friday, I'm sorry. Friday, I was on Midnight Sage After Dark. And hopefully this week, we're trying to iron out our schedules between me, Matt, and Robert Meyer Burnett. It's because we're planning on having him on a future episode of Culture Crime Fighters. Hopefully this Wednesday. He already agreed to. We just gotta figure out schedules because he streams at the same time. So I have to figure out what a white boy can't go around the C word anymore. You could, this is a free speech chat. Do what you want. Hey, Bryce Day. Hey, how you doing? So hope the music wasn't too loud earlier. I'm just gonna adjust it a little bit and get into the very first story. And it's the reason I can say you can. Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay. So it's the reason I took some time with a drop. It was at a good level for talking over. It probably need turning up for it's playing out. Okay. I've been told that's too loud too, so it's can never get it perfect. But I realized I hadn't talked about the He-Man thing, and that's why I needed a drop. Maybe you guys can guess which drop it is.
Hey, you're a great big phony, you know that?
Yeah. Kevin Smith is not good, man. There's a lot of directors from the 90s and just different eras where they came in the game with so many other directors, or they or they were able to brand themselves so well that what they did in the past, which you look like, how impressive was it really? I consider, Kevin Smith is one of these directors. Spike Lee, I think, is one of these directors. Guys, who you're like, are they really that good when you go through their whole catalog? Are they really, you got Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino, right? Let me actually hit. Come on. There we go. Is it? Do it that way. Whatever. All right. But you got Robert Rodriguez, Quentin Tarantino. You got guys, Guy Ritchie even, that had talent, that, made a multitude of movies that you liked or enjoy. Then you have Kevin Smith. I like Clerks, the first one, and the Jay and Silent Bob stuff. And I didn't see the more recent one. But was Kevin Smith ever good before wokeness was a thing? Before people were ruining our franchises in the name of ideology. Kevin Smith was graping Black Cat. Kevin Smith was making Batman piss himself. I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating. This is what Kevin Smith did when he was trying to be good. When he was trying to make an honest effort to make something people enjoy, that's what he did. He thought you would enjoy Batman pissing himself. He thought you would enjoy Black Cat being great. He thought that would be entertaining for you. That's the type of guy Kevin Smith is. He doesn't really have that deep of not discography, but a filmography that he is good. I like Clerks. Some people like Dogma, Mallrats. Even if you add those to the pile, how many good movies is that compared to a lot of trash he's made? Maybe Chasing Amy, I get, but I didn't like some of these movies I'm mentioning. And all this is relevant because now he's in charge of He-Man. And a lot of people, I didn't see the trailer. I chose not to because I already heard the news that it's going to be a bait and switch. Now that everyone has heard it, everyone now knows this is a bait and switch. This is false. And he's false. He's fictional. It's fake. As Finn was saying here, fuck Kevin Smith. He's a fake fan who uses being a geek to get fame. Listen, man. He's somebody who knew Ben Affleck before he was famous. That's who he is. And who made a decent movie in the 90s. That's who he is. He gets emotional all the time because he can't believe he got a hot wife at any point in his life. He can't believe for how as talent dearth he is that he can make money in Hollywood. So he gets emotional about it. Sup, Nerdist, says Cinchin Dildo. T-Lar and the Master of the Soyverse, says Jens Peter. What are we bitching about today? Yeah, Smith made one decent movie. We're bitching about Kevin Smith. We'll be bitching about other stuff. Only reason to watch a Kevin Smith movie is for Jason Mewes. Kevin Smith was good as Silent Bob. He should have kept his mouth shut. One line is agree. Was enough. I agree. She's not that hot. I haven't seen her in a while. I can't remember. I remember her being hot. She may not be hot now. And I don't even remember his wife, what she looked like. But I remember being like well out of his geeky ass league. His biggest sin is fashion style. He has, all those damn oversized hockey jerseys he wears. And hell, Parrothead. She's a tad severe looking. It's Finn, the naked Nordic ninja. Almost said a slur. Who know? Hey, was the same one. Okay, let me actually. Now I'm interested. I'm like, what does this guy's wife look like? That's not. I'm not trying to judge him or judge his wife. I'm just saying that because he went super woke and soy, and I think that's the reason. It's like, oh my god, my wife is out of my league, so I have to do whatever she says. Because She's fine looking. She's still out of his league. Like, that's my point. Looking at her now, it's probably not the best thing. You got to go back some years because she's, the wall doesn't take L's, right? Well, if you look at her back in the day, even, honestly, even then, I'm looking at her. Yeesh. Okay. All right. Never mind. Never mind. Okay. Thank you for subscribing, Macklin made it. I appreciate it. Who knew Jay was the same one? My bad, Jay. Ninja, please. Millionaires have a wide range in a league, just saying. But a lot of them don't recognize that mentally. I still think she's out of his league, but she's not as hot as I thought she was. For some reason, I remember her being hotter. That's neither here nor there. Back to the man's content. He's a fraud. That's why I had the phony drop. That's why I tell you, she does look mean. But there were times when you could tell she was cuter. And again, the principle of this is a dweeb. This is a fat dweeb with no talent who, made a movie that was decent and knew a guy and was able to get through life in a different way than he would have otherwise. Meet celebrities, meet Prince, and then talk shit about him, who, all he did, Prince was a weird motherfucker, but all he did was try to give this guy money for his work. And he talks bad about him because it's funny. The stories were funny. That's neither here nor there. But he's a guy who was taken around the world off no talent. You know what I mean? And so I think that's why he has that like loser mentality. And yet directors can't get women that way out of the league in Hollywood. That's true. But he's not talented, right? And he's aware of his lack of talent. And he admits to as much, to be fair. Oh, man. I don't know. He's a disturbing looking motherfucker. But this is neither here nor there. He's a big fraud when it comes to He-Man. He's been caught in a fat lie as a tweet unearthed from 2013. I actually think it's from 2010. Because it shows, it was at January 10th, 13. So there's 2013. Reveals Smith stating he's not a fan of He-Man. In addition, it appears either Kevin Smith or Netflix or both have been lying about the show's plot. And never forget, and I think this article does deal with it. Kevin Smith attacked Clownfish TV for reporting what seems to be the truth. By the way, that the Clownfish thing should be a reason. Like, this is why rumors, rather their sites or people that cover rumors do have a role, because if a rumor comes true, you can hold it through. Because Clownfish, they reported this as a rumor over a year ago, and it's come to pass. And talent does, but what status does this guy have? He can't be that high up. Maybe I'm underrating what Kevin Smith's status is. I could imagine a lot of people who get into Hollywood who don't even know who this guy is. Like, I don't know. He made a few decent movies. But all right. Here's his he wasn't a He-Man tweet. It states the direct opposite of how the Netflix show has been promoting the media and what Smith said itself. And yeah, this is another thing about him responding to He-Man as well. This is what he said in 2013. I wasn't a He-Man fan, but Gallery 1988 is running an awesome Master of the Universe art show. Look, I have the power that our blog spot, whatever. Promoting this little thing. But this is what he said here in Entertainment Weekly. His first look at the article described he described as a He-Man super fan. Everything I've worked on in 27 years, this is easily in my top 5 of my favorite, most satisfying projects. Smith said, He-Man super fan, this is what they said in the article, who showruns Revelation and executive produces with Mattel's Frederick Soleil, Adam Bonnet, Christopher Keenan, Robert David. When I die, they'll be like, he made Clerks, remember? Because that's the most memorable thing I think I've done. I have a running shot at being he made Clerks in that one cartoon one time. Okay, so he's just talking it up. When He-Man tears the joy. And this is him like, I can't wait. By the power of Grayskull, man, that's fantastic. So Here's the problem with all that. Got him on video. Remember, he said he wasn't a fan. Oh, Jesus, steering yard. Let me burn out. I know you couldn't even hear anything now that I think about it. But let me burn out this damn ad. Okay. And
when I was a kid,
let's watch Kevin Smith lie. So again, this is what he said in 2013. He wasn't a He-Man fan. That's what he said. That's his words. But this is what he got to say now.
When I was a kid, I'd watch He-Man and Masters of the Universe when I got home from school. From 1981 to 82, it was a ritual. When I was a kid, I'd watch He-Man and Masters of the Universe when I got home from school. From 1981 to 82, it was a ritual. From 1981 to 82,
look at the year.
Ritual.
83. He can't even keep his lies straight.
Something's not right here. You were just making it look like you were playing. You're a phony. Hey, this guy's a great big phony.
He's fake. And again, when he tries to make something good, Black Cat ends up grape and Batman ends up pissing on himself. Hollywood Babylon was funny, but that's really Ralph Garman. Never saw that. I meant the stats of being a director. Maybe just being a director at all. Didn't really seem like He-Man back in the day. I didn't really like He-Man back in the day. Seemed dumb to me. Liar. And who even wants to see a 2021 Hollywood remake of He-Man? I'm done with remakes altogether. I thought He-Man was a cool cartoon, but I'm not gonna act like I was a super fan either. I mean, I had the little whatever. It was a playset / toothbrush holder and toothbrush that I had for He-Man. I had He-Man toys. I remember the toys more than the show. I'll be honest. I do remember having the action figures and you know, and I watched the show a few times. And, you know, people who saw the trailer said the art looks good, but I'm afraid the story's going to suck. We're in for a bait and switch. Let's see if this article deals with that. Deals with him lying. Okay, yeah. This is him saying he loves Masters of the Universe, but Mattel wants to replace He-Man. He says, I'm a big genre fan, obviously DC Universe, but Master of the Universe as well. Again, we know that's not true. Master of the Universe is right alongside with it. And again, we know that's not true.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Unfortunately, it came right after I stopped collecting toys. Some like collecting toys. Okay, this is him kind of teasing what's going to happen. What if there was no Adam? What would He-Man be then? Well, Skeletor got the power, and what's the destiny of Teela? So we already know what's going to happen. We already know. I'm letting you know if you want to know what's going to happen on He-Man and this series. Because remember, there's going to be a break. Here's your He-Man. It's Teela. That's He-Man. He-Man's a title. He-Man's a title, just like Thor is. Adam's going to be killed. Skeletor is going to rule. After it's going to be 5 episodes of He-Man. It'll look cool. People will get excited. And then halfway through, but luckily, I think this is Netflix, so it all drops at once, so we won't really have that. But the first few episodes will be probably solid. Actually be He-Man. And then Skeletor is going to get the power because He-Man's a failure. He's probably going to get murdered or disappear. And then Teela will be He-Man. Now, hopefully I'm wrong. I want to be wrong about this. I don't want this to be right. I want to be completely incorrect. I'm not saying this to say, oh, this is I want to be wrong. I don't want this to be the case. But I have every indicator that this is. Okay, let's see. As a show, oh, this is him talking shit to. So, okay, this is when somebody said that Teela would take over the He-Man duties, which I think this was response to Clownfish. This is what Kevin Smith said. As a showrunner, could have really used the story suggestions before we locked the scripts. However, no, He-Man does no stepping aside. Teela has no girlfriend in our show. The story is pretty dark and way metal. Before Revelation, we were calling it the end of the universe. And he says, I read every Master's official script for our show, plus wrote a few, view 4 amazing animatics. While Teela is present as she always has been in the Masters Universe adventure, and she plays a big role. Our series is literally all about He-Man. This is what he said when he was tweeting in response. And I believe it was the clownfish, but you guys can check me. I'm 90% sure, especially that first tweet was the clownfish. But that's neither here nor there. This is what the actual trailer synopsis says. The war for Eterna culminates in Masters of the Universe Revelation. Remember, actually, it's now called He-Man Masters of the Universe Revelation. It was just called Master of the Universe Revelation. That's neither here nor there. An innovative and action-packed anime series that picks up where the iconic characters left off decades ago. After a cataclysmic battle between He-Man and Skeletor, Eterna is fractured, and the Guardians of the Great Skull are scattered. And after decades of secrets tore them apart, it's up to Teela to reunite the the broken band of heroes and solve the mystery of the missing sword in power in a race against time to restore Eterna and prevent the end of the universe. So that kind of contradicts, because remember, he said the show's going to literally all about He-Man, and the synopsis says it's up to Teela to reunite the broken band of heroes. So I don't know. And I think the IMDb has the Adam / He-Man voice actor in all 8 episodes. So, or in 8 episodes. I'm not sure how many there are. This guy who works for Cosmic Big Book News, it looks like, used to write into See He-Man. So he had a letter in a He-Man magazine when he was 9 years old. That's crazy. But yeah, I mean, this is going to probably be a bait and switch. This article doesn't deal with it, but if you look out there, I think even Bounding's article has it. The first 5 episodes will have one move, and then there's going to be a shift change for the rest of it. So I mean, this looks like a bait and switch. Well, Jens Peter says, when I heard about Teela being the main hero in Kevin's version, about it as a rumor, I knew when I heard it was going to be true, as he cried his eyes out like a little sorry nerd bitch. Basically, the Ascension dildos, right? Toys were the best thing about He-Man. Yes, new IPs are nothing for me. Every remake they try, they destroy. And again, they try to destroy even if they don't have woke. Wokeness is a symptom. It's something to lean on as a crutch when you can't write. They seem to be doing a bang up job. Very true. They just completely demolish a fresh take. It's not even fresh. How many other companies are doing that? Hail Killy Child. Hey everybody, what's going on? Apparently fake, a fraud. People saying something to Killy. Yen says He-Man is too masculine for studios that are full of soy nerds and women. Man, that's the point. Kill off masculinity. That's why they chose to do a He-Man remake. Not much. So, Sentient, they want to kill men. The name of the show itself is masculine. They couldn't help themselves. It says Wookiee. And again, Fimmer said they wanted to kill men. Studios are run by people who want everyone to be sore nerds and cry in half periods. And I guess use arm hair as a webbing. Strong ones, at least. Yeah, I don't understand why it's so attractive to be a complete spineless wuss. Well, it's societal engineering. It's societal engineering. Because, I mean, how popular was He-Man for this remake treatment? How big of a fan? Let's say they did this successfully. How big of a fan base does He-Man have? Maybe it would have been popular because of just, this era. I think now, in this era, it would have been extremely popular to have a masculine He-Man. Would have stuck out like a sore thumb. Instead of this crybaby bitch who can't write, even when he's trying, having a shot at it. But like, how popular is He-Man? But it's the thing is they have to remake things because they're lazy. 2, they definitely want to destroy masculinity in every potential way. I'm excited to share He-Man with my nephews, not She-Man. And yeah, that's a good point by mentioning that. So I just gotta exit out of something. No, I keep talking right up. But I'm glad you mentioned that, because this is for our kids. That's one of the main reasons they're constantly trying to imprint things on our kids. As I don't know what's going on upstairs. And don't mention the arm hair swinging. You forgot about that. How could you forget about Amelia Clark's wonderful superhero? How could you forget? Gen X, there's probably a lot of serious fans. None of them want to be cucked out, though. That's why they're doing it. Yeah. But I mean, He-Man wasn't a big that's my point. If they do it to properties like this, where there's a very niche, Star Wars is evil, but there's billions of people, billions of people who know what Star Wars are. He-Man was big at the time. I'm not gonna lie, but it's just not I remember they did like a remake, I want to say in the 2000s, but I just don't remember He-Man ever being that much popular outside of it. But you know what? Nostalgia's in, so I can't say that. I'm just saying that even with a successful property, or even if they weren't trying to be woke, I don't see what they could really get from He-Man. I guess that's probably why they do it. They get more out of destroying it. Citradilla says he wants to see Clark's comedy. That shit sounds hilarious. He-Man was huge when I was a kid. Yeah, He-Man was definitely huge in that moment. It was definitely huge, but I don't see it still having that much cachet. But maybe I'm underrating it. That could be me underrating it. I'll still say if Amelia Clark wants my baby, Mick Foley appears as Nemesis finger banger. That's awesome. Awesome, Brutal Morning Wood. I like it. Gabriel Iglesias had to lose a bunch of weight as well, and he didn't turn into a giant pussy. So it's Vigilante Williamson. If I do not lose a lot of weight, I'm gonna be in some trouble. But that's neither here nor there. What remake is obvious attack? Yeah, I agree. It's obvious attack. A remake, I don't even know how successful. I mean, remake probably be successful, but it's not like this is the major franchise, or still a major franchise. How about that? Because it just hasn't had as much activity as other franchises. I wouldn't even consider it as big as something that also was big from the time Transformers. Transformers has had more activity. It had cartoons in the 90s, Beast Wars, and of course those shitty Michael Bay movies. But they had more activity. He-Man just hasn't had that level of activity to stay. Like I said, the toys were everywhere as a kid. But yeah, there's no point making this except to piss people off. There's no logical thing. You're trying to forget and trying to focus on more pleasant things. That's probably best. That's probably best. You know what? We'll use that to focus on pleasant. Let's focus on the past when things were good. I want to talk about. I just saw this article, and in a world full of soyness, in a world full of people always complaining about shit, I just find this story about Hugh Jackman on a set of X-Men. I've had it for a couple of days. Just find it okay. So Erico, thank you, assholes. But I find it interesting. Hugh Jackman was brutalized making X-Men, says Anna Paquin. He got put through the ringer on that first one and never ever complained because the actress was her close friend. Anna Paquin and Hugh Jackman became fast friends on their work on the first X-Men film. The actress, even helping pick cigar out of his teeth when his fists were full of claws. Oscar winner Anna Paquin. Wednesday dropped by Sirius XM, the Jess Cagle show, which I've never heard of him, where she talked about the two becoming best pals while making the 2000 franchise opener, which helped kickstart the comic book movie craze. Give Blade some respect. I think Blade helped kickstart the comic book movie craze, and this came after it, and then obviously Spider-Man and a bunch of other stuff, MCU, Nolan movies, neither here nor there. All right. He was the person I was always closest with because I had all my scenes with him. You remember the first X-Men? Anna Paquin played Rogue in the first X-Men. Yeah, she did have a lot of scenes. That's what she told Cagle and co-host Julia Cunningham. He's a lovely, gracious human. And I could play the video, but because I have so much trouble with copyright, I'll actually just read it. He got put through the ringer on that first one, never ever complained. It's minus 40 degrees. He's being dropped off some building on his back over and over again. He still has the time in the world to be a nice, normal person. This actress delighted in recalling she had to help Jackman with his character's signature cigar when his claws were out. I did have to pick a cigar out of his teeth because he couldn't do it with claws and without causing personal damage. Let me see if this, I think this, if the clip plays, I think it has a little bit more. Let's see what it says. Actually, let me mute it, unmute first, then see what it says.
Is still, a lovely, gracious, human being. But he got put
Please
through
don't
the
clip.
ringer on that.
Please
one.
don't
Never,
get
ever
me.
complained. Never, be like minus 40. He's being dropped off some, like, I don't know, building onto his back over and over and over again. And it's
Pretty much
just,
the same thing.
still has
Pretty much the same thing. I don't want to mess up my claim, but it's just, it's funny to think that. And Who the Morning was his slander. I never touched him. Yeah. Oh, poor millionaire actor, boo-hoo. But that, this was what I'm thinking. Hell Time for Midnight Sedge. Because her eyes look like, when I watched this, I was sort of thinking, like, I think she felt, she felt the animanium, so to speak. Or at least she wanted to. But actually, this is my point. He didn't complain. In a world with Cryborg, in a world, you know what I mean? Where in a world where Robert Pattinson won't work out for a film, it's cool to remember, hey, there were guys who just did movies and just went through whatever the fuck they were supposed to do for the movie. Now, there's other questions to be asked. Why is she putting her shit out there? He never said anything. Why is she babbling fucking white women? That's sentient dildo. Your mama is white, sentient dildo, and hell again time. And yeah, I think she wanted the animanium. Then quit if it's so hard. What a fucking pussy. Well, that's the thing. He didn't quit. He didn't say anything. It's nothing to him. She's mentioned it. It's not like he mentioned it. She's mentioned it. He never complained. He was a normal person. She gets necked in True Blood. I never saw True Blood. Where's my world swallows violin? Oh, Wookie. Hell Mead. Sup, Tom? Hell Kids. Showing love for Mead. She's a young 20-something. He's a hot 30-something. Of course, they were hot for each other. Yeah. Hey, Tom. My mom is a woman, not a whammon. Fair enough. I miss the days where men used to get punched, got up and punched the other guy like a pinata, or just walked away like the bigger man. She wanted the cigar. I don't think he complained to her. I think she wanted the animanium cigar. And I think they were just asking her, and she was just... I think there's a context. Now I got to play more of the clip and more likely get copyright claim. I want to say, what did they ask her? They asked her a question to set that up. So now I got to clear Hugh Jackman's name.
Put through the ringer on that.
No, shut up. Where?
He won. We spent so much time together.
You can look at her eyes and say she probably got the animanium cigar. Oh God, where did she was just asked something specifically. All right, let me go back through this, and I think. Wait a second. Are both of these? Jess Cagle, I assumed, was a woman. And I see this guy, and the other co-host is Julia Cunningham. I'm lost, but I'm going to play this clip, hopefully getting the question that she was asked about Hugh Jackman.
Fill in this blank. While making the X-Men movies, my best friend on the set was who?
Okay, that's the question she was asked. That's what led to her talking about Hugh Jackman. It wasn't like Hugh Jackman, came up for any reason. She was asked that question. You can see her eyes. She probably got the animanium cigar, at least wanted it. So yeah, it was filmed with 4 other actors would have done the same for cash and fame. That's true. I'm not trying to act like Hugh Jackman is some great guy. I just figured like, hey. Every other week we have a actor complaining about shit. We had the fucking guy from Shang-Chi complaining about shit. And some of his complaints probably had some validity because the pay scale in Hollywood is shitty. But it was, again, taken, they're overwhelmingly white. Well, just say Hollywood's ripping you off. You don't have to go with all this other shit. You know what I mean? Cryborg. Robert Pattinson allegedly, because it's not confirmed, not even working out. It's cool to remember. Yeah, there were actors who just, whether it was claws, whether it was whatever, they just worked with what they had. If you guys ever see Jim Carrey's crazy ass for The Grinch, he does like 3 or 4 hours of prosthetics and shit. It's like, okay, and you didn't really hear anything about it. It's just cool. It's just cool to talk about. I didn't think they would get this much activity. I thought you guys just here and there, but you know what? Just shows how palpable the hatred for Hollywood is. Hell, all in spoon. says Crisable the Crazed. Hell, who knew the salt must flow? What have I missed? We talked about the He-Man thing, and I was trying to share. I thought it would be a positive story, but people hate Hollywood so much. Even talking about the past is angering. Actors bullshit for a living. The idea that any of us have any idea what kind of people they are is delusional. That's fair. She was worried about him looking good. I make a living complaining about actors, so I can't complain. Hell time again. Who knew you've missed the He-Man discussion? Yeah, we talked about He-Man. And then tried to show, hey, there's there used to be actors that didn't talk shit about everything. But that's not the case anymore. And speaking of things that are not the case, speaking of, we already talked about a masculine icon being cucked and feminized. Want to hear that? Stop me if this one sounds familiar, guys. So we have, I don't know, all these potential LGBTQ characters, because they all kind of have a LGBTQ vibe. Got fuchsia colored Jimmy here, strong independent Lois, sensitive ass Clark Kent. That's who these characters are. Lois has a package, Jimmy doesn't. And this is being described as a romantic comedy that's tested better with girls. Now, when we get into the article, it doesn't say it tests well. It just says the girls liked it a little more. My Adventures with Superman, described as a romantic comedy that has thus far tested better with girls. So doesn't it sound promising, kids? Warner Brothers Global Kids, Young Adults, and Classics president Tom Eschine, we talked about him a couple days ago with the whole Velma reboot, recently divulged a number of new details about the upcoming DC animated series, My Adventures with Superman, including how the series will be a romantic comedy inspired by Christopher Reeve's time as the Man of Steel, and thus far has tested better with girls. I can tell you with 100% certainty this will have almost zero to do with Christopher Reeve's Superman. If in the way that he wears a blue suit and red cape will be the only similarity. Maybe they'll try to do like the super nerdy angle with Clark, but it's still not going to be what the magic of the 78 Superman. My Adventure with Superman was touched upon by Ashim during his recent June 8th keynote speech for the Summer Kids Festival. Again, the same one same speech that he talked about Velma, which sounds like a disaster. When the Water Media executive discussed further details about the series as its promotion of the studio's upcoming slate of projects. Noting there's many versions of Superman over the years, and this one will be taking there are many versions of Superman over the year, and there will be many more over the years. This series is taken as an inspiration from the original Christopher Reeve stories. I again highly doubt that. And this is Superman 78. I don't know how good of a comic it is. So it's kind of a romantic comedy. Okay. Lois and Clark and Jimmy are recent college graduates. Okay. This is not like the 70s story, but thanks. They're at the Daily Planet and they're going through their life stuff you do in their 20s. Great. So they're going to. We want to see Superman as a weak person in the 20s. It's a romance in addition to being a superhero story. So I guess to see, and something else, as I studied a little bit, in the original animated series, Lois kind of cucks out Clark. It's the first couple episodes they established that Lex hit it first. So and it's just like a thing. And then the fucking Bruce hits it first. She let Lex Luthor and Bruce hit it before Clark in the original one. No wonder he never told her his secret identity. I'm telling that bitch that. Anyways, Ashim next revealed that the series, and I'm talking about the 90s DC animated universe, one of the best animated depictions of Superman. Ashim revealed that the series will feature a unique twist on Clark's powers. In our version, the 20-plus-year-old Clark is new to his powers, so it's a coming-of-age story for all of them. Now, I honestly think it would be interesting for Clark to progressively get his powers throughout his years, but I don't want to see Superman as a 20-something coming-of-age story with bisexual lighting. His hair's and I'm not joking with the bisexual lighting. Look at my boy Zach. I know Finra reads my boy Zach or watches my boy Zach. I'm saying reading because I'm tired. Been up for over 24 hours. But this is the reason the colors, the reason Jimmy's purple and Clark's hair is purple is this thing. And Zach coined the term, I believe, bisexual lighting. It's something about women's eyes see things differently. Women are able to see more colors, so they color things a certain way to be more eye catching to women. That's the idea behind it. And I'm the idea behind Lois having a package and Jimmy not. It's just emasculate black men, and why women are queens. In the conclusion to his brief discussion of my Adventure with Superman, she know it. This piece of animation tested better with girls. I think any animation tested better with girls than any animation we've done in a really long time. Okay, that doesn't mean it tested well in general, or that girls even liked it. Just better with them than anyone in a long time, which probably is a lie, but we'll see. What do you make of these new details regarding My Adventures with Superman? Do they make you less excited, probably, or more excited to watch the series? Blase Splee, the ending of the Bounding the Comics article. Shout out to Bounding in the Comics with this John F. Trent. No, Spencer McCooley. Shout out to Spencer McCooley. Oh boy, it was a lot. That was a lot. So let's see what you guys had to say. First off, hell, Jaffo of Dick's Division. Hell, Dick's Division. And bold just be problematic. No one has ever asked a little organ grinder dancing monkey on the street for advice, right? That's what celebrities are, dancing monkeys. I agree with that. Super sword tested better with girls. It should be a smash hit with the sore nerds. No, they speak truth to power, man. Gotta speak your truth. He'll be a bubbling oaf and she'll save his bacon every time. Yeah, it'll be a Hong Kong Fooey situation. You guys remember that? Hong Kong Fooey was the superhero. He would get all the clout. But was it a cat or a dog that would help him all the time? It's been a while since I watched Hong Kong Fooey. So yeah, Superman is getting a Japanese manga, and my God, that looks way better. Huh. Are Japanese people working on it? Because if so, that's why. They pay mouthpieces, nothing more. That's pretty fair. I'm pretty sure. Sure, tested better with women who are feminists. Yeah, I don't think people want to soy Henry Cavill. I don't think Anna would want a Henry Cavill that's effeminized. You know, that's probably what you're getting with The Witcher. I take responsibility. You should, Wookie. You should. It's all your fault. I'm just joking. Let's all sing commie Beatles songs. Hey, the Beatles probably were commies. I don't know. They're nuts. They're on acid. Couldn't stop at making Jimmy Black have to neuter him too. Geez, like, isn't it obvious Jimmy's gay? That's obvious, right? Jimmy's gay and black because, fabulous. I'm intellectually flaccid towards this show. It was a cat. Okay. It was a cat right named Spot, but he had stripes. Yeah, and Wolverine had an anime years ago and it rocked. So, well, if you have people outside of this woke bubble who are really creative, and a lot that's coming from Japan, you will get good stuff. But you will not get good stuff from DC or Warner Brothers. Oh, Lord. Thank you for that ad. That ad is basically CP. That's pretty weird. I'm sorry. There was a Pampers ad in the corner, and I tried to scroll up when I noticed it. That's creepy. Why do they have those ads? Fuck you, Illuminati. In any event, this looks like a fucking disaster. I kind of called this being a disaster when everyone called it being a disaster, right? But this is happening. This is really happening. Yeah. We all live in the yellow submarine. That's my least favorite Beatles song. If you take away the feminist, F and feminist, and replace it with an S, feminist. Yeah, at best. Imagine is a horrific song. It's not horrific. I like Imagine. But it's not a Beatles song. It's a John Lennon solo song. Watch, Lois has a bigger pencil than Clark. She already does. She's packing heat. Get that roll of quarters. I think they did a Green Lantern too. I see. Not sure. Not sure either. Beatles really perfected the gay harmonies. All this Beatles, hey, I like the Beatles. I like Beatles. Yeah, I did not show the box art from a movie like West did. And I don't know, like, that's an ad. That's a normal ad. I've seen that type of shit on TV. Jimmy's green shirt and yellow tie. If he is not gay, he must be colorblind. Honestly, that's it. You know what? The fact that he doesn't match is the one knock, the one potential of him being straight, because I don't think a gay man would dress like this. No disrespect or I think they would dress much better than what Jimmy's dressing here. Average gay man. And I'm not trying to stereotype. It's tend to dress well. And he doesn't. But there's something about his energy of this thing. I would be shocked. And what national is he really black? Is that confirmed? Is he human confirmed? Because I don't know. I mean, he has a weird, like I said, purplish color. His hair texture is pretty weird. The lyrics are twisted. A lot of Beatles lyrics are twisted. Yeah, Jimmy's going to be super gay in this. That's my expectation. And I like twisted lyrics, styles, harmonies, though. What's wrong with the gay harmonies? Since you did it. Modern originals listen in the back end of USSR and take it as a happy song instead of a parody. Just look at his body language. Jimmy's a catcher. Yeah, I think that's safe to say. I mean, he just looks and Clark may be the pitcher. I think he's catching too. Quite frankly, I think he's catching. I think he's catching it from Lois. Speaking of catching it from a bunch of feminists, finally people are starting to understand that BLM was a work. It only, I don't know what the fuck it took for people to realize, for more people, including people in Black Lives Matter, to realize Black Lives Matter doesn't care.
Welcome to the party, pal.
So this is coming from Michael Brown's father. If you remember, say her name, Breonna Taylor's mother was pretty angry with them. And they're asking about $90 million. Now, I heard way more massive quotes for what BLM made last year. I heard stuff into the billions. But they're just asking about $90 million. They're just asking about $90 million. And yeah, Lois is probably doing the pitching. Brie Larson doesn't matter. Says Kelly Child, Wookie. Lois is doing the pitching. Why does Lois have a bulge? Because she has a penis. Penis is why she has a bulge. Gay guys pull off any styles, the attitude that gets them through it. She mattered a little more if she lose the top. Lois is they ain't no woman, it's a man, baby. But back to BLM. We have WLM, Wookie Lives Matter. But there's a BLM mutiny. Michael Brown's father joins BLM chapters demanding to know what the foundation did with $90 million. Again, they were quoted that I've heard estimates of billions of what they got last year, but you know what? They're all estimates. I don't have the financial background to see. I would love to know what they really got all last year. And if anyone knows how to check that out, I thought they had billions. So 90 was just from the plebs, doesn't include corporate donors. I thought they even got more than that from the plebs. I thought they got like something like 400 or 500 million from the regular people, and then billions when you add in the corporation. So I don't even think this is anywhere close to all the money, quite frankly. And okay, shout out to the streaming limit. Oh, you can tip Fireball. I was about to say you tip me, which you can, just a tip. Never obligated, always appreciate it. But you can also tip Fireball. Never obligated, always appreciate it because his stuff's still going. Are there people still falling for the BLM? I still see shirts and stuff. I'm seeing less of them. There's still few fools out there. All right, a group comprised of the original 10 chapters of Black Lives Matter. When you read this, it's like, what the fuck? Because there's going to be a sentence where you just say, well, how? And some newer chapters have called for BLM Global Network Foundation to provide financial transparency and internal accountability. The splinter BLM group is gaining momentum following the mutiny of the parent Black Lives organization, a Black Lives Matter organization, after the father of Michael Brown lent his support questioning the motives of the Black Lives Matter Foundation. Took you long enough. BLM 10 Plus is the original 10 signatories and other chapters and organizers that remain steadfast for open calls from accountability for the BLM Global Network Foundation. Look at all these damn letters. And Patrice Cullors, who's already gone. Remember, she bought her large mansions and she boogied on out. In November 2020, the BLM chapters, and I remember this, I may even cover this, issued a public demand for BLM Global Network. Actually, I think I did. Now that I'm reading this, to provide financial transparency. And the BLM Global Network took in $90 million in 2020. Again, I think they took in more than that. I think they took in a lot more than that, all together. To the best of our knowledge, most chapters have received little or no financial support since the launch in 2013. I'm going to read that one more time in case you heard it. And Robot Vigilante Williamson has come to play. Maybe. I just see the little thing in the corner that tells me my connection is dipping. So yeah, even after the four mansions. Oh, yeah. Even after the four mansions, I saw BLM stuff. Hell, Jaffo. People saying, "Hey, Jaffo, sheep will be sheep." And I'm gonna tell. And this sentence tells you how sheep people are. To the best of our knowledge, most chapters have received little to no financial support since the launch in 2013. I'm gonna say that one more time. One more time. This is just in case anyone misheard me. I'm speaking fast. I'm tired. To the best of our knowledge, most of the chapters of Black Lives Matter have received little to no financial support since the launch in 2013.
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
How have you gone 8 fucking years not receiving any funding from the global network and still bought in? You talk about sheep will be sheep. In 2017, halfway through this, if I remember correctly from the original reporting, one of these are the Philadelphia chapter. Let's say you're the Philadelphia chapter of Black Lives Matter. 2017. Orange Man is bad. And when you're not getting any money, you don't ask questions. You just accept. It's a report released last June said only 6% of the funding went to local chapters and millions went to travel and staff compensation. You couldn't ask this in 2015, 2016, 2017. You could have asked this when Obama was still in. When you go to 2013 to 2015, shouldn't you say, what the fuck is going on? Isn't this weird? You motherfuckers went 8 years in a burnt down country, in a divided country, without asking any fucking questions. That's why I had to play the crazy pills drop. Is something wrong with me? Am I losing it? Again, I gotta play the drop in.
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
There's no one in any of these chapters to question this. That's not entirely true. People have left BLM, right? There have been high-ranking people who have left, throughout the entire process. And Michael Brown, I believe, had a foundation or organization of his own. But that's insane. That's insane to me. It's almost unbelievable. Palace of Bricks aren't cheap. Hell, Wes Moody. We're talking about the grift that is BLM. This is one of the most evil things that I've come across in a while. This whole organization. I think these numbers are really low. There's much more than 90 million they got in. Even from the plebs, I think they got more than 90. And I think, like, you're talking about somebody at these chapters had to be paid off for them to go this long without caring. For them to go this long without asking questions. Why aren't we getting any money in from the parent organization? Why is this bitch Patrice always in new shit? Welcome for the grift, soul brother, says Jaffo. One of those news houses have walls around them. Probably gates too. BLM equals grifter, says Critable, and he's correct. Still sounds okay. No problems at the moment. Cool. Because I just saw the little icon. Pre-support my BLM Croatia chapter. Send donos to help with the struggle. I need a mansion. Yeah, support VLM, Vigilantes Lives Matter. Palace of Bricks aren't cheap. They are not. But they're not that expensive to never pay the chapters anything. People saying, what's up with Wes? Pay here, I'm a little lost. People saying, hey, what's Wes? Am I the only one who had the red virus lunatic fringe pop in their head? There is something wrong with you. Use your mind to think for yourself and draw your own conclusion. Black landlords equal money. Oh boy, people telling Sven to take put some clothes on, but he's the naked Nordic ninja. He doesn't put clothes on. What are you doing? Stop oppressing his people, Parrot Head. Emperor Palpatine played all the dumb democratic party voters. That wasn't that hard. Well, I'm gonna be honest. A lot of people who voted for Hayden, as Wes can attest to, were not alive. It's an old model, but BLM seems to have perfected it. Yeah, it's Finn fighting back. You're not my supervisor. I love you guys. Hell. Hey, 24/7. It's your boy, 24/7 Fusion Media. Yep, I always thought you were the crazy one. Yeah, I might be crazy. Hell to you, brother. Glad you're pointing it out. If I did, I'd be a horrible genocidal nutcase. Yeah, please no genocide. This group is already doing a good enough job genociding black and white people. Jeez. I got a BLM meme on my Twitter. I'll check it out. Sub 24. Let's check the Twitter for the Blum meme. First off, sorry, just checking my stream elements just to make sure I didn't miss anything. And I think we're good. Let's check the D Live, make sure I didn't miss anything. Looks like Dennis showed up in the D Live. Dennis, I don't know how many ones. So shout out to whoever is in the D Live chat. Dennis 11129, which is a lot of, I mean, it could be a bot, but it could not. So shout out to Dennis. Appreciate you being here. And let me see my twatter or shitter, whatever you want to call it. I actually typed in twatter. That's not going to get me anywhere. And then we can see what Parrot sent me and keep it moving. Keep it moving. Okay, I don't think it's the Adele one, but that's awesome. That was awesome. So let me see. Open up the tab. Yeah, that was not the one you wanted me to show, I don't think. Let's hold on. But the Adele one is hello from the other side. That's more than I thought. That's more than I bargained for. Oh my God! Log in from Twitter. You in the login in this browser? Jesus Christ! Why does everything have to be complex? Okay, we're not going through all this complexity just to see a freaking Twitter message. Oh God! Guess I gotta save this. All right, saving the image. All right. Okay. Finally, that was an ordeal. Thank you for nothing, Twitter. So this is just the meme Pearhead sent me. Just hold on. I got a Black Lives Matter movement right now. So all that for that. I think it was worth it. I think it was worth it, right? Because fuck BLM. Fuck them. All right, let's see what else we got. Yahtzee. I did not see that coming. Hell 24/7. Yeah. Pearhead and everybody saying hey to 24/7. Hey, Power Racing Palpatine. I didn't even see you were in the chat. Shout out to Power Racing Palpatine. Shout out to anyone else in the chat who's lurking. An organized group to drudge up the disillusion with the current regime and then pay them to rally and stir violence while feeding off the minds of ignorance. Join BLM today. Apparently, you won't get paid. That's what we learned. You won't get paid, and I showed you, and it was worth it. It was fucking worth it. According to the left, the white supremes keep getting darker and darker all the time. Maybe their hair keeps getting bluer and bluer all the time. Yeah, the dog dropping the load. Okay, yeah, we got that out there. Man, since your dildo's not impressed, LOL. Yeah, that was dog shit. Well, I mean, literally, it actually was. It actually was. It actually was. But you guys did ask to see it. Woke, my new video, his video, it's all about Latin representation. I don't know if anyone watched that mead that we did, or Paulie was talking about how fucking underpaid people were. That was infuriating to me, man. You're gonna fucking use race as a mean of destroying Western culture. You're gonna make everyone feel uncomfortable. You got people arguing interracially or intraracially about a lot of this bullshit and a lot of these stupid ass narratives. You're making things woker and woker all the time, and then you don't even pay the motherfuckers. You exploit the motherfuckers that you supposedly champion. It's complete bullshit. Complete bullshit. And you want to talk about some of that representation? I'm not sure if you guys did check out my Feeling Little video, so please check it out on the channel. That's they not only did they sexuality swap her, they race swapped her. She's now a Latin person. Oh, don't tell me this tweet is gone. No. Okay, we're finding this tweet again. So the cover story. It's this angry ass teacher. Let me see. Arguing over a cupcake. Okay, if I don't get this fucking video, Foxhole News. If they don't have this fucking video, we peacefully protest. You guys need to see the video. There we go. Okay, cool. I was gonna freak out. So I've talked shit about the worthlessness of our public education system. It is a mess. It is such a mess. It's disturbing. Yep, it is the botch who called a sixth grader a dick. These are the people teaching. Yeah, I haven't even talked about the Titanic. Maybe I can touch that as well. Another one bites the dust, and another one, and another. I forgot the lyrics. I'm too tired. Another one bites the dust. Easy lyrics to remember too. But yeah, we're talking about this stupid bitch here. This bitch is being paid by taxpayer dollars. This bitch, and there are bitches like this all over the educational system. Now I am using bitch specifically because it's mostly female. Most of our teachers, especially under 8th grade, are female, like 90 some odd percent, I want to say 95%. And a lot of them are perpetual students who take out the power dynamics they have on teachers on the male students. This was a thing when I was in school, sir. And it's now 20 plus years advanced past that. Cinch and dildo. I don't know. Well, Jaffo division. I'm surprised you're asking. CNN calls it. Of course you can. Of course you can. And Cinch and dildo loves a good, mostly peaceful protest. But so we have these teachers. We have this teacher class. This class that sexually assaults kids at a high rate. This class of mostly sexually frustrated females who are protected by their teachers' unions, who are not actually educating our kids, even on the subjects they're supposed to, right? Because they're too busy indoctrinating them with the bullshit they were indoctrinated into. That's all they're doing, especially at public schools. Not like private schools and Christian schools aren't doing it too. They are, but the public school system is a cesspool for this sort of stuff, and they're passing your kids on. They're not learning shit. We talked about the shit in Baltimore where 0.013 is middle of the class. They are. You want to talk about a grift? There's very few grifts as solidly and firmly implanted as the public education system. And this is what we get out of it. A bunch of woke idiots who don't teach our kids anything, or scared if you were doing a school from home thing that you would actually look and see what you were learning or your kids were learning. They're frightened. Yep. Fun fact, Wiki, I know about this statistic. The majority of convicted female sex offenders are free and working in the public school system, and they come from the public school system. I'm well aware of that fact. That's why I mentioned the sexual assault. This useless bitch probably has a few spacey like encounters under her belt. Government employees are horrible people. Yeah, they get. There's a lot. I'm not trying to say every government employee all the time, but there's far too many who get off on the power. And this is one of these bitches. She gets off on the power. She gets off on the dynamic. Let's say I'll play what happened. Actually, I mean, there's articles, but I'd rather just play it so you guys can see it. And Kristen with a craze to defend. I know that. I know that everybody can't be bad. I don't want to cast a wide net. In public education, some of them around here are really good. There are good individuals, but there's an issue with the system. There's an issue with the system. There's an issue with these teacher unions and these unions that enforce, like what Wookie said, the fact that so many female sex offenders are free and working in the public school system is a joke. It's a joke. I'm not worried about my nephews. Their mother does their schoolwork while they stare at their phones and iPads. That's probably for the best, because they're not learning shit. They're not learning a goddamn thing. Hopefully they'll learn a trade. But let's just play the video, and then we can talk about it. I can rant about it all day, and I probably will. Oh, don't do this to me, bitch.
But just because I support another thing doesn't mean I don't support straight people too. Just because I'm Mexican doesn't mean I don't also support black people, or Irish people, or ignorant people.
Never said it was like that.
Okay.
Just said your word.
Would you like a special unicorn cupcake for being straight jerk?
Yes.
All right, come here. Get a straight jerk cupcake for being a pill.
I'm just trying to be annoying.
You are annoying. You were very successful. Congratulations.
Thanks.
What a dick. All right.
What?
This is what
Like a dipstick, a butthead, a weasel, pain in my butt.
all
This summer is LGBTQ month, and I'm not going to see you, so I'm going to give you something. You're welcome.
more.
Everybody's welcome to a unicorn cupcake. I just want to make sure there's enough for the people that wanted them.
Why did she have this outburst? Oh, shut up, bitch. Why did she have such a wild outburst? Because a straight student wanted a unicorn cupcakes. And the unicorn cupcakes are only for the LGBTQ students in 6th grade. I'm going to keep it real with you, Chief. If we're being technical, and I'm kind of using the woke lens to even say this sentence. If we're being technical, 6th graders should neither be straight nor gay. Because at 6th grade, 11 and 12, yes, a lot of people they're starting to have those feelings, right? But they shouldn't have any sexual activity. And we know it's not always the case. In fact, in a lot of places it is. And that's sad. And probably could with these fucking she-walruses to start in a lot of cases. But she's so concerned about, I don't know, fucking being an ally. I don't know what. But she has to disrespect and be a fucking insane asshole to a kid for asking for a unicorn cupcake. And he probably was being a little bit of a troll. But are you kidding me? You're the adult. He's a 6th grader. And I'm sure these kids are bad. They've been raised by their iPads most of the time. But this is insane. This is why Ascension did repeal the 19. He's in Croatia. He's talking about repeal the 19. Yes, Chris was crazy, as you saw. Some teacher called a kid a dick. Why does she want that 6th grade boy to have anal sex so bad? Like, exactly. What in the world? These kids should not have sexuality at that age. I know you don't know that because you view them as sexual objects more than likely, you sick fuck. I hope I'm wrong. Allegedly. Because I don't want to just spread rumors about some dumb bitch. Oh, Virginia's going to get me to another one bites the dust. Yeah. Yep, that's what grapists do. My teacher didn't grape me. We loved each other, bro. That's such a deal, though. When I was in school, I remember teachers fucking kids, male and female teachers. I am a government employee, but just a janitor. It looks like I'm going to clean up crap. Thinking is, well, yes. You know what? It's about both, Wookie, because they are trying to push sexuality onto your kids. You're trying to push pansexuality into your kids. You're the one who brought up the the statistic about the female sex offenders. They're trying to groom kids as well. To me, that's clear a part of the agenda. She called him a dip. Like that makes all the difference. This is hilarious. No one calls anyone a dip. Come on, biatch. Gay dude be special though. By 12, I knew damn well I was straight. Got my first finger in the 8th grade. It's 8th grade. It's 2 years later. It's not 6th grade. You are on the border. You are on the border. And you probably shouldn't have got that. Should make some statement cupcakes for cupcakes. Some might say, oh, I like that, Jens. Never trust anyone calling themselves an ally. Agreed. Same here's Finn. 8th grade, 9th grade. Okay. Because you could be 13, 14. You're right. To me, 14. But in general, hey, did your teacher teach you? Hey, this is how you finger a girl. Like, no. It's not supposed to come from your education system. Allies are great until you realize the ally only cares for your safety until it affects their well-being and then lead you to your own demise, to say himself. Thank God I'm robosexual, cisgender, and dildo. Friends will try to save you, allies won't. Thanks to Linda Carter. I was never sexually confused by anything. Could you point me in the direction with that small... With the statistic, I wanted to be able to share that with some coworkers. Okay, yeah. If you can find that, maybe I can try to find that. Let me see if I can try to find that. But first, let's talk a little bit more about this craziness. Okay. I'm not, listen, I would never be a teacher. I did not have the patience to deal with children. I'm not going to act like I will behave in some great way. This is the last, one of the last weeks of school, day after day after day. I guess it's a national criminal statistics. So I can get the kids grinding on me. Maybe this kid was an asshole all year. But why in the world are you segregating kids in the first place by sexuality? Again, I keep saying it, even in the 6th grade, you're going through puberty, 6, 7, 8, and I'm sure by then kids are starting to know where they stand in regard to that. But even with that, when did it become the state's job to constantly push sexuality onto our kids? Especially when, again, they're employing most of the rapists. And also when in a medieval symbol of maidenhood become a homosexual icon? Not sure. As a straight person of color, I would never say I'm an ally to my favorite people of color or the LGBT community. Yeah, that's insane. I don't remember where exactly it's called, but it's in the national crime stats. Okay. And back. Bryce Day is back. Appreciate you being here, Bryce Day. Appreciate you being here. When the state start needing people they could easily control, maybe, yeah. But I mean, I feel like this is when they allow sexual education into schools. There's some things the Bible thumpers got right. There should have been more of a pushback. There should have been more of a foresight of what that could entail. Because now the age gets lower and lower, and then you say, oh, well, you got to teach these kids this and that. And while causation doesn't cause correlation, teen pregnancies have they have grown exponentially since the proliferation of sex ed. And more importantly, these kids are not learning more life skills. And as we see with everything, sex ed is now like a 13 genders, right? Or 300 genders and all this other stuff. And then we got to teach the kids who they're younger because they need to explore their sexuality, or the teachers need to explore their sexuality, more than likely. Yeah, the case for vouchers is extremely strong. We need to do something about the education system. I'm not sure who still has kids. And I'm not sure, you may be in a school system where you're not dealing with, it's 57 genders. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying. What lets me be a bigot. There's no pushback because parents don't want to deal with their kids' sexuality. Well, what do you get when you let the state do things that you're supposed to do? Oh, got me. Hit mute button.
Get what you fucking deserve!
Literally. The more you let the state do something, the more they perverse things. Sex should only be about biological sex. It should be about biological sex, the basics. 8th grade is okay, I guess. 8th grade is probably the earliest you should teach it. Because a lot of the reason you don't want to teach kids has to do with the freaks fucking teaching them at this point. I don't want this husky Pillsbury dough biscuit teaching my kid anything about sex at all. At all. Even to do this for the fucking cupcakes. Which 6th grade, the reason that 6th graders are on the edge, they're trying not to be kids, but they so are. So yeah, the little cupcake, even though with the unicorn, to feel a little special, you're a special little unicorn. I think this generation probably looking at unicorn as a GHEY, so to speak. But you're trying to delineate, gays are special. Just people, man. People are just people. You don't have to elevate one group and lessen another. That's not necessary. Yeah, it's not gender ed. 57 genders, but hashtag super straight isn't one. All the different crap they come up with, and they still don't understand hetero derp. Can't wait until they introduce BJ lessons. Well, once OnlyFans class is a thing, who knows? Who knows? Our teachers aren't teaching anything. They're focused on politics. They're focused on power dynamics. This bitch looks like she smells. And maybe she does have a cuck-ass husband. That's possible. Let me see. Is there a ring on this dumb hoe's finger? I'm gonna keep it muted because I don't want to hear. Oh, I don't want to hear what this whore's talking about, right? So let's just see. It's the left, right? So that's the right hand. I just want to see if some poor idiot has to deal with this fat stink pussy bitch every damn day. So we're just gonna let the video play so we can see her fat ass left hand and see if this Melissa McCartney bitch has a ring on it. But even if she does, a lot of these women, and again, mostly women, they enjoy the power dynamic because women are all about power for average. And I'm not trying to say that stereotype. Shout out to the Islington girl, any other ladies. I know a lot of ladies that start sub. Shout out to Kaylee. Shout out to anyone. But there was a reason we talked about the earlier story about the director dynamic. Women have a tendency to be closer to power. And if they could have the power, but societal is the biological norm again. Yeah. If they could have the power outright, they tend to go for it. So all these women get to feel empowered because they can tell all the toxic white male, how bad they are. And men do worse in school. They do worse in higher education as well. We're seeing that to actually be an advantage because you're better off dropping out, even if high school at an earliest age, getting a GED, getting trade. You'll do way better than the kids to stay into college years and years and years and get gender studies degrees. The drag queen story hour is already a thing, Wes. Did you see the gay BCs? Maybe I'll play the gay BCs for you guys. It's fucking disturbing. And again, goes back to the fact they're grooming kids. Just don't give them ideas. They can't understand it because it's the societal norm. Wife told me that a unicorn LGBTQ is a bi girl that has a relationship with a married couple. Maybe that's what this fat bitch is. Who knows? It's their ideal. The husband is in jail for trying to murk her. Probably. This is what happened when you can't fire teachers. Women tend to be authoritarians. They tend to push, well, I don't like this, so it shouldn't be. I'm going to push my morals on everyone else. That's why we have the Karen thing. I saw a woman in the store earlier, complete butch Karen. Sato is the biological norm. You think he had told her he had read a Wonder Woman comic? No. If he would have said, I don't think, you know what? He was a white male and he was straight. After it's established he's a straight white male, there's nothing he could have said that would have got a cupcake with no snarky remarks. Not only is the drag queen story hour thing, it is, but after one of them flashed a bunch of kids, he was found out to be a children's judge with a ton of cheese pizza, and that's not talking about the food on his PC. Holy shit. Color me not surprised. And even again, Croatian Central Dildo says, "Yup, that's why the 19th was a mistake." Salty Cracker did a video on it some months back. Wow. Again, the sexuality is a part of it. They're grooming your kids. They're grooming your kids, man. Or kids if you don't have them. Your aunt or your nieces, nephews, grandkids, whatever. Cousins, young cousins, they're grooming them. That's the point. They're grooming them. It wouldn't shock me if old Bertha here has some enjoy some cheese pizza as well. Yeah, good point. I don't see anyone saying, yeah. I don't know if I should read the whole thing because of the censors, but you can read it on the screen, and it's just the straight people who are intolerant. That's the point. Yep, piece of time. Well, yeah, because I'm not sure if everyone knows what cheese pizza is. Cheese pizza is a reference. It's not talking about the food. Pizza is flat and cheesy, but not brie. Jaw that girl. Cock bigot. Yeah, pizza party goer. So, how do I say this? Does everyone know what Cuties is? The movie on Netflix. Cheese pizza is a more extreme version of what that is. Stands the C word. Stands for a youngling, and the pizza is for the first word in hub. It's probably the best way to say it. Whoa, I didn't know this existed. 24. Please show that new Nickelodeon Pride commercial that has a trans chick rapping about the trans flag. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know I was this many days old when I realized what it is. Oh, okay. Chris, I didn't know. I don't know, just because everybody's watching. So Crystal with the craze hates actual cheese pizza. Because cheese pizza is breadsticks, pizza has topping. You know what? I don't disagree with that. That's probably right. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, it's illicit material. Oh, please God, no. You know what? I can't. I'll get copyright claim or struck. I wish I could, but I'm one strike away. If I get another strike, I won't be able to stream. So until this AEW stuff is cleared up, and I have finally, since I do have a PO box, by the way, it's I think it may be in the description. If not, it's in the channel about. I probably will get it. So yeah, you win, Sven, because I do not want to get a claim. What if he said after reading Wonder Woman he wanted to wear a skirt, last with some bad guys going to date with Superman? Maybe that would have worked. Yeah, maybe. Saw the Nickelodeon shit's cringe beyond belief. Man. Brother. Oh God, I don't want to lose my ability to stream. I really don't want to lose my ability to stream. Oh Jesus. Jeez, man. I'm too nervous, man. I'm too gunshots wins fatality. Little kids don't know that it looks like a funny clown to them. If it's less than a minute, I'll play it. If it's more than that, because they tend to be cooler with things less than a minute. So let me see. Hold on. Hydrated die. Gotta get some water. Play a few seconds. Okay. We'll do that. We're gonna just give her a few bars to impress. Or him, or whatever pronouns they prefer. I don't even know. I just know they're trans. I don't know which pronouns they prefer. Oh man, come on, be findable. Okay, you know what? I shouldn't have been looking for it. Here, I want to do this. Sorry about that. Jesus, ads. Oh my God. So we're not gonna play this whole thing. I'm not going through 2 minutes of this shit anyway. But for fuck's sake, can we get it? Look at this. Look at this bitch. It's gonna be a lot of ads and stuff when I show it. Go away, go away, go away. Just look at this thumbnail. I'm sorry, man. This looks evil. Isn't it? Listen, I'm not trying to be discriminatory towards anyone, but is it me or is there a sinister energy to this person's face? Would you want this person around your children? Be honest. Be honest. Makes me violent, man. See, I don't know if I want to show this. 24, I'm going to have to pass, man. I got to pass because I know what this shit really is. I got to pass. You know why I got to pass, man? I bet you this person eats cheese, fucks with the cheese piece too, man. And it's like, we can't, that's just what this is. It's beyond cringe, man. This is to groom your children. I don't even have to play it for people to get the impact. I think this thumbnail speaks volumes. This shit is to groom your children. I can't do it, man. I can't do it because the shit sickens me, man. And I appreciate it, bro. I really do. But this shit sickens me. This isn't about people being proud of who they are. This isn't about accepting people for their lifestyle. This is about grooming children. This thumbnail tells me a lot, man. It looks like she's licking her lips. This is about grooming your children. As Wookie said, little kids don't know that, though. All it looks like is a funny clown to them. This is scary like a fucking clown. Yeah, like old comedy dressed up as women was funny even as a kid. Also has a character holding the red solo. The view is all about pride. I'm curious who's supposed to represent the black community, the owl, beaver, maybe. Kids are innocent. That's what they're counting on. The human is always the default way to respond to a person who has pronouns. That's a dude. It's violator for Spawn, exactly. Looks like South Park character. What the fuck? Hell no. No. That's what I'm saying, right? Children, I think, shouldn't be around adults. Children have a tendency to not like clowns because they're scary. I'm willing to bet many kids cannot see the difference. This would scare most kids. Bigots. Jesus. I can't do this. This motherfucker would scare most kids. This is what's happening. Get trapped in Candyland. How can anyone look at this, think this is okay society to go? What are you against equality? No, I'm against child grape. I'm against P being added to LGBTQ. And that owl is more than likely a Molech reference, if you guys can hear me. That's why I wanted you to see it so you can see how kids channels like Disney and Nickelodeon are trying to teach our kids. This thumbnail does enough. 24. I appreciate you telling me though, because there's still something more to talk about. And it goes along with what we were talking about with this crazy bitch here. What is wrong with these motherfuckers, man? This is why you can't now. This is why I gotta lose weight even. When you're unhappy with yourself, crazy shit starts happening in your mind. These people are unhappy with themselves. This bitch and this demon. And I'm sorry. If I want to be so wrong, I hope everything I'm saying about this Nina West person, hope they've never been around a child in an inappropriate way ever. But I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that. Because I think this shit is grew. Yep, Molech is as a devil reference. Yeah, it says not to throw your kids in the fire for Molech in the Bible, which is what Smortion tends to do in some of those clinics. And gay pride by cinching dildo. Yep, Molech. It says how I spell homo, Moloch? Question mark. It's a Babylonian guy. The demons that run the society think they're Babylonian kings and shit. What is it equal when every single major globe waves your flag? You're not oppressed. You know what? One of these elements we do have to realize, because I don't want you guys. This is not an anti-LGBTQ thing. Is like don't. In the same way that BLM doesn't represent black people, let's be honest, a lot of white people from Portland were the biggest purporters of BLM and the biggest actual active individuals. this shouldn't make you mad at just random people who are gay, trans, or bi, or whatever else, in the spectrum, so to speak. I'm not saying it in any definitive or ignorant way. I'm just saying everybody who's a LGBTQ is not a P word, not a pizza lover. This motherfucker looks like one, and his video is intended for them, but that's not everyone. And so I don't want people, we can't get into the habit of letting the group, like the whole point of BLM was to get people angry, to get more and more people angry at black people. In the same way that in Europe or in England, because it's not part of Europe anymore, those grooming gangs and letting them do what they did was to get more people angry at Arab people, because divide and conquer is a real thing. So I don't want people to just have animus towards LGBTQ per se, but this shit, this agenda shit, when they're trying to groom our kids, you got to make that division, that separation, for your own sanity's sake as much as anything. But this shit is evil. There is an evil. They are trying to use the LGBTQ as a backlog for pizza, kid lover, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And I thought when I first heard that rumor, I was like, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's not happening. How can society get that way? But I'm seeing it happen. That's why I'm trying to report on it. If you have kids in your life, rather your kids or not, you gotta smarten people up to this shit. If you have a grandchild, niece, nephew, whatever, smarten people up. Your wife or husband, whoever, significant other, smarten people up. Let them know what's going on. Let them know about the gay BCs. Maybe I should play that video, which is not even that video's creepy. I think I played it once when I'm reading the gay BCs. All of this is to use that as a backdrop to groom your kids. And again, before I start to see it happen, I wouldn't have believed it myself. It's too late for that. Because calm down, Wookie. Too late for that. I'll take it personally. Chris, I would not recommend following any demons. But you said if it was, it ain't Molech. Hello, get a divorce craze. I was joking. I don't take any of this shit personally. I mean, I don't want people. Oh, this is an anti-LGBTQ, homophobic podcast, the Vigilante Williamson show. It's like, no, I'm not homophobic. I don't want people touching kids. Excuse me. When polled, most of black people wanted more cops if they're being abolished anyway. This will more likely hurt the black community and make things worse. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the thing. Most black people want police. I think they're even at a higher rate. It was either higher or close to equal rate as white people. I know, but I made a point. But it make a point anyway. At least MLK Jr. wanted people to be equal. You don't do that. Don't get crazy. When they do scare the kids, with the gay BCs, I'm not gonna do that. This is enough. And actually, I'll probably get away from this witch. When they do scare the kids with their parents, so-called mothers will send the kids back to the big scary queen before they get called transphobe. Absolutely. Being able to brainwash women, and so many of them, is really what has destroyed society. Because men listen to the women, got a simp for the wife. The kids listen to the women, can't disappoint my mom. That's why you have people calling their sons trans. He's 12 years old. He's not trans. He's 12 years old. And he was trans at 8. That's a lie. You wanted him to be trans for woke points. Because you getting clowned on social media was more important than your son or your daughter's life. Even if you don't want the cops, you will after they're gone. I'm not a pro cop person, but I was never an abolish the police. I never thought that was the way to handle things. Hey, you know what a simple thing to handle the cop situation that was never discussed? Get rid of traffic quotas. So the cops aren't just looking to pull people over for the fuck of it. How much do you eliminate if there are no traffic quotas? Where we need such many tickets to fund ourselves. If you fund the police to an extent that they didn't have to do traffic quotas, you eliminate a bunch of needless interactions with the police, and you can focus those efforts on the real crime. So that's a simple it should be a bipartisan thing. It shouldn't be something insane that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Eliminate traffic quotas. Just a simple way. Lower the number of interactions that people have with police in general. Have police efforts focus on it, especially when you talk about major cities, hundreds and hundreds of unsolved murders. They probably want to be safe. So at 8, your child fully learns and understands consequences. Not these type of consequences. They don't. Not these grooming consequences. I saw a white woman said she knew her son was trans at 3. Exactly. Evil. Yeah, and get rid of unmarked cars. You could try a better hiring process. Traffic quote back to the city, not just the police. Whoever they go back to, it has to eliminating that is a simple answer. Very simple answer. Yes, a better hiring process. Yes, I think better mental health. Mental health is lacking in every department of every facet of the planet. So if you could do something for that as well. It never said, not that I'm one affirmative action situation, but they never tried to recruit more black cops. Fucking woke white people will tell a black cop he's a traitor to his race. Why? Because you don't want a black man in any authority, or you don't want a black man to be your cop. Is that what it is? You white ally, you. Okay. All the streets would be Autobahn then. Great idea. I said eliminate needless. I didn't say eliminate traffic stops at all. And honestly, it's still probably not a bad idea. But if you see people speeding, pull them over. But a lot of times they are going out of their way to needlessly look for things to have a traffic violation or have a traffic incident for. So just if you can eliminate needless interactions with the police, anything you could do, I think that would be just a simple fix. Simple fix. Violence begins violence. Abused kids usually grow up to abuse kids. Very true. And your police academy is way too short. Can't send people on the street after 4 to 6 months. I also agree with that. I think a year should be a minimum. That's the problem, though. The city wants that money because tribal governments don't get a lot of money from state, federal government, from tax revenues. That's why small towns are speed traps. All right. There'll probably be an increase of traffic tickets if more and more people don't make money by local governments. They will steal money by forcing it to get more money. So, well, then the thing is, let's say you're a small city. Let's say Kenosha, Wisconsin. Now, honestly, what happened wasn't a traffic incident, right? Jacob Blake was called. They called somebody in. It was his baby mama. Someone called somebody on in order to call the police in order to protect her. And so that was really nothing. This situation wouldn't have solved that. So actually, it's probably not a good case. Trying to think of George Floyd, was that was a routine traffic stop and then they found he was high, or was it something? I can't really remember. Been over a year. Was it a case where they had to stop him? Because I'm just saying, if you tell me what they would have lost on that ticket as opposed to what they lost in the city, that's the thing I'm trying to think of. And I got to pick an incident that fits. Not every incident fits that narrative, but I think you could do a lot just by doing that. Maybe the Sandra Bland thing happened. It fits that narrative. I remember a few years ago, but I don't think people burned down. And it's 3 years in Croatia before you become a cop. I can think that. You're right. I think it was a fake bill. You're right. It was a fake bill that got him to come out. You get a fraternal or a police sticker by donating $5. They say you get best treatment for it, but it's bullshit. Best $5 ever spent. They say you don't get special treatment for it, but that's bullshit. Best $5 ever spent. So you do get special treatment for the little fraternal or a police sticker. That's crazy. You guys are right. I think Floyd was counterfeit bills. The narrative is fuck raging right now. You're right. It's counterfeit bills. So I guess it doesn't even fit these situations. It doesn't fit these situations. Goodness. Did any of these things happen at a traffic stop? Yeah, it's counterfeit 20. The clerk called it because it would have came out of his wages. You're right. You guys are right. You guys have reminded me. I don't know if any of these things were traffic incidents. Now that I think about it, even major ones. Yeah, you don't get pulled over to begin with, says Wiki Lives Matter. Maybe I need to get one of those. Need to get one of those. But yeah, in general, that was just a simple fix. But you're right, in those major incidents, it probably wouldn't have helped. Probably wouldn't have helped. But I haven't kept up with every single riot. There was a lot of riots or peaceful protests and over a lot of different incidents. A lot of different incidents. And I think just simple, little small things can eliminate a lot of them. It wouldn't eliminate all of them. And, each situation needs to be taken with a grain of salt, taken in its own thing. Yeah, I seriously should. All right, we're getting close to 2 hours, well, hour and 40 minutes. We're going to go to our positive story, and then we're going to end. I appreciate everybody being here. This is a fun show. Very fun. He's been using fake 10 or 20. And he called because he got some cigarettes. Yeah, you guys are right. It was fake bills. Fake bills. So, teens, as much as we talk about badass kids, teens save a 97-year-old from a kitchen fire. Group of teenagers helped save an elderly woman from a kitchen fire on the Isle of Wight, which is a island on the south coast of England. Shout out to the English. The 5 friends had been enjoying a walk along the beach when they noticed smoke coming from the front door of a 97-year-old woman's home. After banging on the front door, the teens entered the home and began to shout out in order to alert and locate anyone within the property. They discovered an elderly woman who was seemingly unaware to develop an incident. Found the lady who was very hard of hearing, and she was unaware of the fire alarm and the smoke and didn't know what was happening. Holy smoke. Meanwhile, Mark Mayer made his way to the rapidly developing smoke in the kitchen when he discovered it coming from a microwave. Mark, knowing the consequences of putting water on an electrical fire, quickly unplugged the appliance before opening it, using water from a nearby kettle to douse the smoldering heat pack inside before removing the microwave from the property. The teens, this is funny, that little stretch. This ad, I'm sorry, it got me. The teens proceeded to open windows and doors to vent out the smoke while Izzy Mead called emergency services. The woman was taken to St. Mary's Hospital to retrieve a smoke inhalation, but is now thankfully returned home with no injury. So, just a cool story. Cool story. A blue stripe flag isn't a bad idea. That one guy running at police with a knife was hilarious. Like, the dude had a knife. Cops are so racist. You can't even stab one. Jesus. We're not going to be pro cops because I know a lot of you guys are pretty pro Second Amendment. I don't know who you guys think they're going to send to take your guns, or at least the first wave of that, but it's probably going to be police. So have a balanced view of cops because things are going to get real. But neither here nor there. We talked about all the craziness with He-Man. Craziness with this education system. Luckily, somebody's teaching kids good mind, and they didn't even place this gender. She should be a black girl. What the hell are they doing? Racist. No, seriously, cool. These kids actually save someone's life, and it's always good to end on something positive throughout all this insanity. As much as we talk shit about humanity, there's some good humans. There's some people doing good things for good things at all. And yes, I am not pro cop at all. Suspension dildo. The state is the enemy of the people. That's what I'm trying to push. I don't care who they're sending, but Swiss cheese is what they're getting back. Yeah, but I'm just saying. But hey, maybe I think maybe you're right about that. Get a thin blue line and a little donating to police thing. That might be a smart. But will I get smoked with the BLM crowd and have them caving in my shit? Who knows? But in any event, that is the end. That's the end of the story. I appreciate everybody being here. Hell, Wiki Lives Matter, sent your dildo. Jaffo, appreciate that. Appreciate Stream Elements promoting Matt's stuff. Shout out to Matt, Fireball Productions. Hopefully everything's cool with his computer for Wednesday. Hopefully we get Robert Meyer Burnett. Hell, Criticible the Craze. I probably always mispronounce your name. Hell, Jens Peter. Keely Chow, appreciate you. Since you did, I think I said your name in the case I didn't. Hey again. Sven the Naked Nordic Ninja. Don't judge him because he's naked. Wes Moody Webcast. Appreciate Wes Moody. Parrot Head. Appreciate Parrot Head being here. Also providing memes. I think I said Jaffo, but again, Jaffo. And Brightest Day was here for a little bit. Hell, Brightest Day. Let's see. Anyone else show up? Fimmer the Ice Wolf was here. And your boy, 24/7 Fusion Media. Yeah, because he's the one who got me that crazy ass video that I didn't want to watch because I know a pizza lover when I see one. Anyone else show up? I'm sure someone else did because I felt like somebody was lurking. But in any event, if I miss you, please blame my head, not my heart. Noble Iroh. How did I forget Noble Iroh? If you like the video, please like the video. If you're so obliged to share and subscribe, please do that. And even if you do none of these things, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Good night and God bless. I appreciate everybody for being here. Please share and like the stream because it definitely helps. And people, people do watch. So see you guys later. Peace. You're right, Tom. Tom from Midnight's Edge. Thank you, Tom. How could I forget Tom from Midnight's Edge? Thank you, Jens. Noble is still in scorched earth mode. I get it. But thank you for being here. All right, I'll just show comments and then shut up and end the show.